Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my friends. Welcome if you're new here. Welcome back if you're returning. Thank you either way for joining me. So I looked up my dream from yesterday. Aspects of it. I looked up wheat, and it does indeed mean abundance. It can also mean reincarnation and resurrection. I'm going with abundance. And then I just looked up construction crane dreams, and it says it's a positive symbol of building from the ground up, as I thought. And then the fact that my wheat was on top of it means that I am building up to abundance, I believe. I don't know what it means that my wheat was man-made, that it had spots of gold on it. I don't know if that matters. But I'm going to take it as an overall positive. Things I'm doing now will benefit me in the future. And then as I was getting ready this morning, I always wear, and I have for, I think, probably close to 7 years now, I always wear this box cutter on my belt. I used to use it multiple times a day, every day in my job. And now it's more of just like a comfort talisman. I almost never use it. Although, if I ever don't have it with me because I have gone somewhere that I think might not allow it, like a concert or some kind of event where you have to go through metal detectors and I don't have it, I always end up wishing I had it to like cut a thread or something. So I think the blade might have been dull in my dream. But in my dream, it was in my dream last night, and I'd forgotten about it until I went to put it on my belt this morning. And in my dream, a woman had noticed it on my belt, and she was asking me like why I wore a weapon. I was like, it's a box cutter. I mean, yes, it could be used as a weapon, but that's not typically what I use it for. And stop judging me like that. It's like a symbol for me. Cuts through the bullshit, right? I love it. I love my box cutter. It was given to me at the first print shop I ever worked at in, I think maybe like the second lead position I'd ever had in my life. And the first, after many years, the first lead position I had was on the visual team at the corporate retail job that I had. I've mentioned before. And then I was not a lead again for many years. And then I became a lead at this print company, and it happened really fast too. Like, I was hired to do handwork in October, and then by I think July I was leading my own handwork team basically in another building, in another department. And it was one of the most stressful jobs I've ever had in my life. But I did a really good job at it. I've talked about this job a fair amount. It's the same job where I got told that everyone in the company liked me, and that statement freaked me out because I felt like it showed that I was doing far too much people pleasing, which I was. But also, in the building where I got the lead position, the production team that I worked with over there, the people running the printers and the cutters and stuff, they gifted me this knife. Well, not this specific knife. I lost the original, but I replaced it. in a funny ceremony where they like put robes on and everything, and they called it the ceremony of like the bestowing of the blade or something. Hilarious and wonderful. Um, and it was the first time I felt really accepted at work, I think, ever in my life. Like, really accepted and respected and appreciated. And actually, the main person who gifted me this blade is on my current team now. And it's, yeah, I feel like these teams that I keep encountering are just really special groups of people working for toxic companies. I love these people so much. They remind me of the people that I worked with and hung out with at the hurricane. Um, yeah, like really smart, creative, hardworking people that just keep doing their best even though the company keeps saying it's not good enough. And it's just, I would love to do something else with these people. I suggested that we all open a manga cafe together, and they love the idea, but I don't think any of us, we're like a bunch of cats. I don't know that any of us are quite motivated and organized enough to like actually get something like that off the ground, which is too bad. um, yeah, that's the struggle with this type. We're so good at so many things, but like starting and running and maintaining businesses, I don't think is our strong suit. Coming up with ideas and igniting excitement and creative problem solving, those are definitely in our wheelhouse. So yeah, but I don't know what my blade and what being kind of criticized for it means. Did not look that up. And she ended up, the woman in my dream who was criticizing me for carrying a weapon, kind of seemed to accept my response a bit, but doubtfully. And then she walked me around, I think like an art and crystal shop. And I liked that part, but there was just like this weird tension between us. I have no idea what that whole thing was about. And there's my blank mind again. I think I'm going to leave that one in. That whole silence there, I just had nothing. Not like usual where sometimes during silence, my brain is offering me up things to say and I'm not saying them for various reasons. But this time, just nothing was there. Work is still crazy. I have a job in my queue that I proofed out 2 days ago that got approved. And it's due today. And it has 24 separate parts that need files prepped for printing and cutting. And these particular files are going to be printed on a fabric that stretches a lot in production, so that makes making the cut files slightly more complicated because we have to um, what's the word I'm looking for? I feel like it starts with an A, but we have to adjust for the stretch in the cut, and also in how it like they will fit into frames later, and so you have to make the cut smaller than you would think so that it stretches in the frame and isn't hanging there saggily. Saggily? Is that a word? I don't think so. So it doesn't have a saggy fit in the frame. Anyway, so I have those 24 parts to do today, and then I have a couple small jobs with 1 and 2 parts, I think, that I need to make proofs for. And hopefully nothing else gets approved. Although, if anything else gets approved at this point, I think it'll be due tomorrow, not today, hopefully. I did have a rush proof yesterday, which is like one of my least favorite things in the world. When I'm in the middle of working on something, which I was, like, hey, can you stop what you're doing and do this thing instead? Like, blah, that my nervous system does not deal well with that. Like, please fuck all the way off with that. I got it done, though. I got it done. And I think I got everything done that I was supposed to get done yesterday. Oh, it was hard, though. And, oh yeah, and. So we went from, like, having to rely on shared work at the unemployment office to pay us for missed hours, because work cut our hours, to now we're working overtime. I said that I was busy this weekend because I am, and I'm not changing my plans in order to work. But I did say I'd work an extra hour each day. And he didn't get back to me until yesterday, so I went home on time on Monday. If you're not going to tell me to stay, I'm not going to. But so for yesterday and then the rest of the week at least, I will be leaving an hour later, and that extra hour, man, is brutal. When I see the time that I should be able to clock out and like get my stuff and walk out the door, pass by, and I still have an hour left, it's like, oh, why did I agree to this? On the upside of that, I allowed that frustration, by the way. I allow that frustration and that resentment to be there. They are fine as they are. But to balance that, I am glad that I'll be making a little money to help pay for the rat exterminator and the excluders I bought, which I still haven't installed. Hoping to do that this weekend. We will see. I don't know if my real estate broker friend is going to bring her fiancé, but if she does, he's a handyman, and I might see how much it costs, how much he wants to charge me to install the excluders for me, because my brain just doesn't want to. It just really doesn't want to. And even though I don't want to spend any more money either, like, that seems like the better option right now, depending on the amount of money. Not paying anything over like $300 would be my max, probably. Yeah. Okay. I think that's all I've got to say for today. Oh, I did not put my deck right in front of me, but thankfully I remembered. So let's pull a Natalie Goldberg card from the Writing Down the Bones deck. Oh, this one could get deep. We are on card number 12. Where do you find injustice? What do you feel about it? This is a big topic. I'm not asking for a scholarly school essay or political harangue. Sink down deeper. Begin with where you live, what's around you. Perhaps you haven't thought about injustice very much. Sidebar, I think about injustice all the time. Maybe you can tell. This is definitely an autistic trait, but like the injustice I feel at work is profound. Okay, anyway, moving back to Natalie. Don't tell me I like to mind my own business. It's all around us and we need to know about it. Explore this topic. We must wake up to it and feel its ache. So many of us don't have the luxury to merely explore the reality of injustice. We are in the middle of it from birth. Because of our nationality, the color of our skin, wake up to what you honestly feel, where you've seen it, how you've experienced it, and express it. The mind here might begin with generalizations, but hang in there. Give your heart and mind the space to find and settle into its details and what you truly need to say. Yeah, man. I don't know when this was created, but I feel like the injustices have just continued to increase over the last few years, and so many injustices that had been previously righted in one way or another are being repealed, and that is deeply frustrating. But I know that plenty of people agree with me on that, and many are working on it. And for those of us that are not in courtrooms doing our best there and are not fundraisers, we can do our best in our own personal daily lives to promote justice and kindness and speak up when our bodies allow us to. I know that it's not always possible, as I mentioned, I think yesterday, in watching one of my coworkers get unfairly berated, I believe. And I didn't say anything. And I wish I would have, and I'd like to if the same thing happens again. I'm also not going to berate myself for that reaction because I have a lot of conditioning I need to overcome. Also, ain't none of us perfect, and that's okay. Noticing and attempting to do better again and again and again and again, I think is all we can do, really. On that note, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be wealthy, may you feel at ease, and even if none of that is true, may you accept yourself and your feelings exactly as they are right now in this very moment. I love you so much, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye-bye.